There's a 22-year-old in Toronto making $2,400 a month from her bedroom doing freelance writing. Not the version your aunt did in 2008, the AI-assisted version that's quietly paying Gen Z's rent in 2026. Demand for it is up 28% year over year. Searches spiked over 5,000% last year. Meanwhile, dropshipping crashed 45%. And nobody on this platform is talking about it because there's no course attached to it. By the end of this video, I'll show you the exact 4-month path she took from zero to rent money, and the one thing she did differently from the 90% of people who try this and quit: the setup. Most people already know the math on one income is broken. You're not here to be told rent is expensive. You're here because you've already figured that out, and you're looking for the move that actually works. 48% of Gen Z has a side gig, and the highest of any generation in history. And the average one makes about $500 a month. 500, not the influencer number, the actual middle of the curve. The Toronto case study makes nearly 5 times that. The difference between her and them isn't talent, it's not luck, it's 4 specific things she got right, and by minute 3 of this video, you'll know all of them. Why it works right now. 2 years ago, freelance writing was getting crushed. Rates were dropping, AI was threatening to replace the whole industry, but what actually happened was the opposite. AI killed the bottom of the market, the writers cranking out $50 articles with no real skill, and created massive demand at the top for writers who could use AI as leverage instead of competing with it. The middle collapsed, the top opened up. That's the gap she stepped into, and it doesn't have a course funnel attached, which is exactly why you haven't seen it on TikTok. The people making real money from this are too busy writing for clients to film videos. The hustles that go viral on social media are the ones with affiliate payouts. How it actually works. Here's the playbook nobody on TikTok or YouTube will show you. You take a blog topic from a client. You use AI to pull research and build an outline. You write the actual piece yourself, the hook, the structure, the voice. Then you use AI to edit, fact check, and clean up the SEO. A piece that used to take you 6 hours now takes 90 minutes. Same quality, same client, 4 times the output. That's the multiplier. The people who used to make $500 a month writing are now making $2,400, $3,000, sometimes more. And it's not because they got better at writing, it's because they got better at using AI as leverage instead of trying to compete with it. Every company on the internet is now a media company. Every fintech startup, every health brand, every business-to-business software company needs constant content. They cannot keep up with their own demand. The ones who tried replacing writers with AI got destroyed. Content sounded robotic. Google penalized them. Customers stopped trusting their brand. So now they need humans who can use AI as a tool, but bring the judgment, voice, and strategy a machine cannot. That gaps between AI slop and real writing is where the rent money is. The math. Now here's the actual numbers, because every other video on this topic skips this part. Let's go back to that 22-year-old in Toronto. She picked one niche: personal finance. Not writing, personal finance. Specific enough that companies in that space would take her seriously. Month 1, she had no portfolio, so she wrote 3,000 word sample articles in her niche, put them on a free portfolio site, and pitched 50 potential clients on LinkedIn and Upwork. Out of 50 pitches, she got 2 replies and 1 paying client. That client paid her $50 per article, 4 articles a month, $200. That's it. Month 1 was a grind. That's also where most people quit. The curve bends in month 2. She raised her rate to $75 per article with her next client, kept the first client, added a second. Now she's at $550, already above the Gen Z average. Month 3, she landed her first retainer, a fintech startup paying her $1,000 a month for 4 articles. With her other clients, she crossed $1,800. Month 4, she dropped her lowest paying client, raised her retainer rate to $1,200, and added one more client at $100 per article. That's the month she crossed $2,400. 4 months from zero to rent money, working maybe 10 hours a week. And remember, that money is what's actually paying her rent right now while you're watching this video, not potential income, not if everything goes right. Actual money in her account every month. Midpoint, the stakes. Now here's the part I really want you to hear, because this is what separates the people who make $2,400 from the people who quit. You know how I said the average side hustler makes $500? That's because most people give up before they hit month 3. They send 15 pitches in their first week, get no responses, and decide the model is dead. Meanwhile, the Toronto case study sent 50 pitches to land her first client. The hustle isn't the variable, the cliff at week 6 is. Before we get into why most people fail this, and it's not what you think, if this breakdown is already clicking for you, hit subscribe. I drop strategies like this every week that most finance channels won't touch because there's no course attached. Take 2 seconds now and I'll see you in the next one. Why most people fail. Here's the 3 mistakes that kill 90% of people who try this. Mistake 1, impatience. They expect month 1 to look like month 4. It doesn't. Month 1 is a numbers game. 50 pitches to land 1 client. If you stop at 15, you're not failing at freelance writing, you're failing at math. Mistake 2, misusing AI. They paste a prompt into ChatGPT, copy the output, send it to a client. The client reads it, recognizes it instantly as AI generated, and never hires them again. AI is your research assistant, not your ghostwriter. The moment you let it write for you, you become replaceable by every other person who can also paste a prompt. Your edge is the human judgment in between. Mistake 3, refusing to niche down. They try to be a writer for everyone. Health, tech, finance, marketing, and parenting. They appeal to nobody. Businesses don't pay generalist premium rates. They pay specialists. The fastest way from $50 an article to $150 an article isn't getting better at writing. It's becoming the writer for one specific industry. Fintech writers make more than business writers. Health writers make more than lifestyle writers. The narrower the lane, the higher the rate. If you're not getting traction at 90 days, it's not because the model is broken. It's because one of those 3 things is wrong, and all 3 are fixable. What $2,400 per month actually means. Now let's bring it back to what $2,400 a month actually unlocks. It's not Lamborghini money. It's not retirement. It's not quit your job and travel the world. It's something quieter and honestly more valuable. It's rent money. In most major US cities and certain Canadian cities, $2,400 is roughly what a 1-bedroom costs. That means this side hustle, working 10 hours a week from your laptop, can cover the single biggest line item in your budget. Your full-time job income, every dollar of it becomes optional. It becomes leverage. The difference between staying in a job you hate because you can't afford to leave and walking out the door because you have options. That's the actual point of a side hustle. Not getting rich, getting free. Closing the loop. Remember the 22-year-old in Toronto I told you about at the start? Remember I said I'd tell you the one thing she did differently from people who quit at month 3. Here it is. She didn't quit at month 3. That's it. That's the whole secret. She wasn't smarter than the people who quit. She wasn't a better writer. She didn't have insider connections or a head start. She just kept sending pitches when the responses weren't coming yet, kept raising her rates when she was scared to, and kept refining her niche when generalizing would have been easier. The hustle isn't the secret. Consistency past 3 months is the secret. And the Toronto case study is paying her rent from her laptop this month because she figured that out before everyone else gave up, while everyone else is starting their next course. Your one action after this video is to pick your niche: personal finance, health, tech, parenting, whatever you know well enough to write in. Drop it in the comments right now. That's step 1. And step 2 is finally taking action. Now, if you found this video, leave a like, subscribe, comment, and turn on post notifications if you want more videos on side hustles.